Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you are listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. Friends, it is December the 29th, 2020, and today I'm going to talk about sacrifice. Believe it or not, for those of you all that are watching me on Facebook right now, um, I'm actually quite refreshed. I know I probably look real tired, but I'm actually quite refreshed. I did do my workout routine this morning. To be honest with you guys, I did not want to get out the bed this morning. I did not want to work out, but I did both, and I'm glad I did. I did day 3 of the Faith Fit TV. So again, if you guys are interested in Faith Fit, you guys should give it a try because it's good. Like I said, I feel really refreshed. Today the workout was about workout and worship, or workout as worship, something like that. I already posted it on on our page on Facebook, so you guys can like see what the title was and everything like that. But yeah, like it was really good. It had like a different warm up, which I liked because it gave me something to kind of get me motivated to go ahead and do this workout and stuff like that. And it was good. It was a good like transition to go ahead and get up this morning, not be feeling it, not be into it, and then be like, wow, this is great, this is good, like and everything like that. And again, I just love that the Faith Fit app, it, the whole thing, every day is worship while you're working out. But I mean, I know that today focused on that in particular. But yeah, like to take out this time to dedicate to God and just focus on God throughout the whole workout, as well as, and then afterwards I'm praying with the Soul Space app or whatever the case is. And then now my focus is still on God by talking to you all about, the topic that He put on my heart today. So I mean, I just love that this time, even though like I said, I did not, when I woke up this morning, I wasn't feeling it. I didn't really want to get out of bed, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and go. And like I said, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I'm here. And yeah, and speaking of that, shout out to my YouTube person. I just saw your response. And so Ewan, I hope I'm saying your name right. But anyway, um yeah, thanks for responding. I'm glad you watched it. I'm glad you tuned in. Yeah, I missed you too. I did. I missed you too, man. And I'm glad to have you on board with this journey. And yeah, yeah, I'm hoping I'm, encouraging and inspiring you every day. I appreciate you taking out the time to actually, respond and everything like that. I do appreciate it. Um, so I mean, I guess speaking of me this morning and just speaking of just taking out time to dedicate to God or whatever the case is, I mean, I guess perhaps this is a good transition into the topic of today, which is sacrifice. Um, I guess, I sacrificed today. By getting on up. But again, I it benefited me to go ahead and do that. Um, but I guess it's like, I guess the question is, what does sacrifice look like? I think a lot of the time we think about like giving an offering or something like that, but I think God expects and wants more from us in regards to sacrificing. I mean, according to the word, as well as like, again, just acknowledging Him in all things. And so when you're doing that, that is a form of sacrifice. Like even today, making sure I focused on God during the workout was a sacrifice, you know what I mean? Or uh taking out this time now to chat with you guys is a sacrifice. Getting out of the bed, I could have just still been in the bed right now. um so yeah, all those things are sacrifices. And I feel like, yeah, God wants us to go deeper with this, each and every one of us. And yeah, so let's just take a look at what some verses say, what the Bible say, and chat about it and see what God gonna say through little old me. I don't know. Let's get into it. Hebrews 13:16 says, "Do not neglect to do good and to share what you have, for such sacrifices are pleasing to God." Um, I've said it time and time again. I didn't write down the verse that confirms this. I looked at it and I didn't write it down. But the whole verse about basically, I just feel like the things that we go through is not just for us. Like, yeah, when you go through something and you make it through, that's a beautiful story and thing for you. But at the end of the day, it's for whoever else that you're getting ready to encounter. You can share that testimony. A lot of times you can point them back to God because that is who helped you through. So yeah, in regards to this, I mean, it just kind of reminds me of that in regards to like, doing good and sharing what we have. Um, yeah, I think like considering others. There's a verse about that. Again, I didn't write it down, but there's a verse about thinking of others and things like that. So good little start there. Romans 12:1 says, "I appeal to you, therefore, brothers, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship." Now, I know this is probably like the main verse that we think of sometimes when you think about the word sacrifice and you think about the Bible. You're thinking like, yeah, presenting your body as a living sacrifice. But what does that mean to you? Like, what does that mean? Because, again, I think a lot of times we focus so much more so on giving an offering or something like that, when it's like at the end of the day, it could be like literally your body as a sacrifice, like literally you are the sacrifice, again, like, I mean, I guess my perfect example is me this morning. Like, again, like, I am sacrificing myself for God right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I mean, I think we just got to go deeper with it, think deeper about it, because yes, we can also, we can sacrifice, what, let me see. Check it out. I got some for you. It's Proverbs 21:3. It says, "To do righteousness and justice is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice." So, again, there are things that God is going to appreciate and want more of versus like just throwing out a few cents or something like that. Like, at the end of the day, a living sacrifice, doing justice, doing righteousness. It says do. It's like these are things that we literally do. Love, all these things. I feel like all those things are sacrifices. Like, because a lot of times, for example, if you're going through something or whatever the case is, let's just look at the words here. Righteousness or justice. Okay. So righteousness, right? Now, there may be times where you may be, how can I say? There are times where you want to take things in your own hands, take matters into your own hands. Perhaps something has happened to you and you want to get revenge, X, Y, and Z. Now, the righteous thing to do would be to trust God, because the Bible says that vengeance is his, not ours, even if you're in the right and everything like that, you could be in the right of the situation, but it's still not for you to, it's like, it's more so beneficial for you to make that sacrifice and trust God versus taking that vengeance upon yourself and trying to handle things in your own might. That's just one example. I mean, this could be in a lot of examples in a lot of ways that you guys can like look at this and how you do this into your life. But again, it's just according to this verse right here, it's more acceptable to God than sacrifice. So just keep these things in mind as you're going throughout your day and your life and everything like that. Now, Hebrews 13:15 says, "Through him, then let us continually offer up a sacrifice of praise to God, that is the fruit of lips that acknowledge his name." There you go. I mean, it says we should always be praying. I talked the other day about singing. Of course, when you think about worship, these are things that you think about. But again, like, I hate to go back to the workout, but I mean, it just was like, the fact that this workout was something kind of sort of about this, that's why I keep referring to it, and not just because I want you to use the coupon code for 10% off GSL. No, but for real, I promise you. It's because it relates to what I'm saying here. Um, you know, that again, my workout today was worship, you know? So it's not that we have to just look at it like, oh, okay, the sacrifice of praise and this, that, and the other. Okay, if you're acknowledging God, then it says continually offer up a sacrifice of praise. So it can be, yeah, it can be the singing, it can be all that stuff too, but then it can be your workout. It could be your day-to-day everything, acknowledging God in everything. It's a sacrifice to do that. But this is the type of sacrifice he wants and needs, well, I say wants from us and everything like that. Ephesians 5:2 says, and walk in love as Christ loved us and gave himself up for us, a fragrance offering and sacrifice to God. I mean, it does say, there's the verses, and there's going to be some more verses for you all to peruse. I don't know if this verse is in that, because I can't remember at the moment. But it is the verse about laying down your life for your friends. It's the greatest love, or form of love. And even as you look through the Bible, there's several examples of this type of sacrifice in regards to what God asked Abraham to do with his son, that ultimately represent what God did. And there's a lot of verses that can pretty much go along those same lines. But yeah, that is what he's done for us, and he did that for us when we did not deserve it. We don't deserve any of the things that God has done for us. So who are we not to? He's given us this freedom. He's given us this, I mean, again, I say it all the time, and I don't know if it's wrong for me to say, but you do have free will, so you don't have to. And this is a sacrifice. It is a sacrifice to live according to the word of God. But I say it's a beautiful sacrifice. It's something that, reminds us daily that there's more to life than just us. There's more to life than what we see and experience. And yeah, it's just, I think it's a beautiful thing to be led by God and to be used by God. So, we're all here for a purpose and a reason. And so when we lose sight of that, in my humble opinion, that's when things get all, that's when you idle minds, don't get me started on that. Oh my goodness. But yeah, if you have too much time thinking about yourself and thinking about personal whatever, and not focusing on God's will and the things he wants, what he created you for, why you were even here, then, it just doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good. And not just because it don't quote unquote look good, but it's just, I'm just trying to give an example for you all to understand that, I feel like that's where a lot of mental health issues come in. That's where the threat of suicides and all these things, people lose hope. They don't feel like there's any value to them when there is great value to you. God did all this for you, so there's great value to you. And the fact that you even made it here, and were created, that's a, I mean, I hate to just say miracle, but that's a miracle in itself. Life is a miracle in itself. And especially when everything right now is so much against life. Let's not get into it, y'all. Y'all know everything is against life right now. Everything is opposite of what it should be right now. Y'all know that. So we ain't got to keep going over and over again, I don't think. I mean, I don't know. Y'all tell me. Now, if y'all need to be reminded of this. But yeah, I mean, if you look around, everything around us is saying something the opposite of what God has said in this word and what God has created us for and everything like that. So, of course, if you allow yourself to not live the life according to God's word, and and sacrifice yourself and your own thoughts and your own all that, sacrifice those things for God's will, then I mean, I guess you'll do the things you want, right? But then you're also going to get things you don't want, because that's what comes with it. Like we were talking about yesterday, nobody wants to talk about the fact that the Bible does say about the lake of fire and all that, right? But nobody wants to, like, you know, we ain't gotta keep beating no dead horse. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I think you understand what I'm saying. Now, there are going to be some verses in the Go Deeper section that you guys can peruse and let marinate on your heart, souls, and minds. But there's also going to be a challenge that I'm going to give you guys, the challenge that the Soul Space app gave me this morning. And that was to make a list of God's vision for 2021. So what I literally did, I do a lot on my apps. So I have a lot of different apps, whatever the case is. And so I take notes or whatever, my thoughts and things like that. And so I literally was like, okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and make a page. So then when I think of, or, when God gives me whatever he wants me to add to the list, then I'll add it to the list. That's what I thought I was about to do. So basically what had happened, like before I started this, or before I started to get my notes for the topic for today, which came to me, I want to say, during my workout. But anyway, because I didn't tell y'all how I came to the thought of it. But anyway, so when so I literally, after I did my prayer meditation with Soul Space app, they put out that challenge of, hey, listen to what God wants. How did it put, like, God's vision for 2021. And so I was like, okay, cool. So I literally pulled out my app and put, like, God's vision for 2021 in the little title thing. And next thing I know, words just kept, like, was popping in my mind. So as a word popped into my mind, I would write it. As a word popped into my mind, I'll write it. Now, I don't know if it's going to happen that quick for you, but it was a little list for me. But it ain't none of your business what's on my list for 2021. Nah, I would literally have to use these devices that I'm on right now to read them to you, so sorry. Or you can use regular paper, but I use apps. But anyway, yeah, so that's a challenge for you all. That's going to be in the Go Deeper section. Listen to God's vision for 2021. Write them down in a list and everything like that. Hopefully that helps you and encourages you and everything like that. And again, hey, in regards to this whole sacrifice thing, you can do it. You can do it. It's I'm about to use the phrase, it's easier said than done. I know people feel that way. People feel as if it's easier said than done. But I mean, pray about it. If you're struggling with it, X, Y, and Z, if you're like, how can I do this? How can this be practical in my life? Definitely pray about it and see where I just say, I've shared with you guys before, but literally what I'm doing, take this, what I'm doing, and, like, set aside a time every day. If you're the type of person where you're like, I'm too busy, or I can't do it, or, you know what I mean? Like, even if it's just sacrificing a few minutes a day for God, like, at least do that. Start with that. You know what I mean? And then, see what he wants you to do after that, and, where it goes. But, yeah, you can do it. You can do it. And it ain't that bad. It ain't even that bad. In my humble opinion. Now, here's the Bible verse of the day, friends. It's 1 Corinthians 13:4. It says, charity suffereth long, and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up. Well, friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. That's all, folks. Yep, sacrifice. Like I said, I'm glad I sacrificed this morning and got on up and did this. Feels good. I'm going to take me a nice little shower. I'm going to get back in the bed if the Lord's will. Until my son gets up. That's what I'm about to do. But I hope you guys enjoyed the juice. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. If you're just now tuning in, don't worry about it. Because guess what, friends? I'm about to put out the podcast version of what I just recorded. So You ain't gonna miss nothing. You good. um, but yeah, that's what's going on. Thank you so much again for listening and watching, and I hope that this encourages you, and hope that you guys have a great day. Bye.